There have been 13.5 million COVID cases in America as of today, and the numbers are still rising. But 3 new vaccines could, be the light at the end of the tunnel that everyone's been waiting for. But right now, one of the top pandemic experts has the very latest. Please welcome one of my favorite doctors ever. He's the dean of the university. Can you roll that back, guys? Thank you. Thank you. See, because I want to introduce him. He's the dean of Brown University's School of Public Health, Dr. Ashish Jha. Dr. Jha, welcome to The View, man. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, now we're seeing a staggering 1 million coronavirus cases every week in the U.S. Hospitals are filling up, and Dr. Fauci is warning of a surge upon a surge due to Thanksgiving gatherings and travel. So what exactly are we preparing for in the next couple of weeks? What are you preparing for?
Yeah, so what the next few weeks are going to be tough. I think what we're expecting is that we already have, as you said, 1 million cases a week. And over the next few days, we're going to see a new surge from Thanksgiving. Now, I think a lot of people did a good job and stayed home. But obviously, we know some people traveled. And I do expect a surge. And then in the weeks that follow, hospitals are going to get stretched even more. And so I think we're going to have a pretty hard 4 to 6 weeks ahead of us.
Okay, so, Doctor, yesterday, Trump's right-hand coronavirus advisor, Dr. Scott Atlas, resigned. Too bad. As you know, Atlas was a controversial figure who had zero background in public health and had embraced the widely panned idea of herd immunity. So exactly how much damage have the policies he's been pushing done to this situation, in your opinion, sir?
Yeah, so his resignation came not too soon. I mean, my goodness, he is somebody who spread more disinformation, confusing misinformation than almost anybody out there. He did embrace this attitude of we should just let everybody get infected. And with this idea that maybe we can protect the vulnerable, of course we want to protect the vulnerable, but they never did anything to protect the vulnerable. And it was a travesty. And I think all of us were just shocked that this guy who knew so little about this topic had the year of the president. And so I think all of us are feeling a sense of relief that he is out. And we still have a couple of months to go before we get a new president, but we do need to listen to science for the next couple of months and not somebody who doesn't know much about this topic.
Well, in promising news, yesterday, Moderna became the second company to apply for emergency FDA approval for its coronavirus vaccine. And they say nobody who was given the Moderna vaccine during the trial developed severe COVID-19 symptoms. Did that surprise you? And what else should we know about this vaccine?
Yeah, so the vaccine development has gone really well. It has surprised me how effective these vaccines are. Both this one and the Pfizer vaccine are about 95% effective. And with the Moderna vaccine, there were 0 people who got vaccinated who had severe cases. That is fabulous, right? That's exactly what we were hoping for. I don't know that any of us expected it, but it's great. And that means that once these vaccines get out, it really will start making a big difference.
Dr. Jha, the CDC is holding an emergency meeting today to vote on who should get the vaccine first. Who do you expect to be vaccinated first, and what do you think the timeline will be for everyone else?
Yeah, so I think there's pretty broad consensus that healthcare workers and first responders should go first. I think that's right. We need the healthcare workforce out there, and so getting them immunized. After that, I think there are a couple of groups that are probably going to be high priority. So certainly older people, people with chronic diseases, those who end up having a lot of complications, they're going to be next, as well as essential workers. And after that set of folks go, then I think it opens up to everybody else. So timeline, I think late December, January for healthcare workers and first responders, late January into February for high-risk people, essential workers, probably March and April before it starts becoming much more widely available. It all depends on distribution and how quickly we can get these things out. But that's the general timeline that I'm thinking about.
Okay, so Dr. Fauci says that this is so interesting to me. I mean, I'm curious about this myself. He says that even if you get vaccinated, you still have to wear a mask social distance. Now, I'm wondering, why do I have to do that? We don't do that with the flu vaccine, and the flu vaccine is 40 to 60% effective. These vaccines look like they're more like 90 to 95% effective. So why do you have to be more careful and still wear the mask and socially distance when you are immune because of the vaccine?
Yeah, so Joy, you're 90 to 95% immune after the second dose. But if there's still a lot of COVID circulating in your community, then you can still get infected, much less likely, but you can still get infected and you can still get sick. So that's part of the reason why, at least for a short period of time, until there is widespread vaccination, we need to have everybody still wearing masks when they're out and about. But look, once we get to 70, 80% of Americans getting vaccinated, that will really bring the pandemic under control, at which point I think certainly in low-risk situations, we don't have to be wearing masks anymore. Life will really begin to get better. And I'm hoping that's, by the way, like May, June, not like in 2022 or something. So I do think there will come a time when we don't have to wear masks as much, but that's not going to happen until a lot of Americans have gotten vaccinated.